Jack. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, what a great crowd. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. And I have to say, I'm standing up here on a stage at Wendell Ford headquarters with some real giants of our Democratic Party. And it's truly an honor, and it is humbling for me. As many of you know, I think of this lady here as my big sister. I've been around a lot of doctors and accountants and lawyers. She is quite simply the best professional I have ever been around, and isn't the Commonwealth lucky to have Chris Wellman? And isn't the Commonwealth lucky, 2 generations after Happy Chandler first graced the Commonwealth of Kentucky, to have this latest generation fighting for the working people of the 6th Congressional District, never forgetting where he came from, always putting Kentucky first in a place in Washington where oftentimes there's temptation to put others first. The 6th District is lucky to have him. He is my friend and he is your friend. Another round of applause for Ben Chandler. And we have a governor who was dealt an awfully tough hand. But despite tough budget times, he has expanded coverage for children's health insurance. He has fought for education. He has preserved education. He has improved the Commonwealth's image all over the country. He is creating jobs here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And I want to introduce you to you once again, Jane Beshear's husband, Stephen L. Beshear. And lastly, I have to tell a story about Senator Ford. And you all heard me tell this story, but I'm going to kind of bookend it. I'm going to take you back to the summer of 1987 when I was 18 years old, and I was on a National Young Leaders Junket in Washington, D.C., and they said, you get to go meet your 2 senators. They first took me to get a picture at Mitch McConnell's office. I waited in the room for about 20 minutes. He came out for 20 seconds, took the picture, and said, yeah, they bring kids in here all the time. Nice to see you. I walked further down the hallway, down the Russell Senate office building, and I heard that now familiar voice say, well, come on back here, Sonny. Are you related to Colonel Conway from the Air National Guard? No, sir, I'm from Western Kentucky. I had 30 remarkable minutes. He showed me how the clocks work. He told me about Henry Clay. He showed me everything in his office. And I left there that day. I left there that day thinking, that is how you treat people. And it's a lesson that hadn't been lost, because fast forwarded to the summer of 2010, I've won a close primary to be the nominee for his former Senate seat. We get to go, and I get to address the Senate Democratic Caucus up in Washington, D.C. And we're walking out of the caucus after I've made my address, and he's talked to his former colleagues. And as we walk out through the hallway of the U.S. Senate, an amazing thing happened. Every security guard came up and talked to him. The elevator attendant came out and talked to him. The bathroom attendants came out. I'm serious. Came out and talked to him. A tour guide in the U.S. Capitol stopped his tour, brought him over, and said, ladies and gentlemen, here is the nicest, most gracious man to ever walk the hallways of the United States Senate. And what a legacy. Whether you're a billionaire, a foreign leader, or an elevator operator, Wendell Hampton Ford treated you the same, and he always looked out for Kentucky. And God bless him. People say, Jack, you're feisty and you're fighting. You know what? Heck yeah, I'm fighting. I'm fighting for seniors. I'm fighting for students. I'm fighting for veterans. I'm fighting for working families. I'm fighting for people who believe in equality. My question to you is, will you fight with me these next 4 days? Will you fight with me these Elections are about choices. Elections are about choices. And boy, the choice couldn't be any more clear in this election. If you're a working family in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you have a clear choice between me. Now, I've stood up for those who would be scammed as your chief consumer advocate. I've stood up. I've stood up for workplace safety protections. Between me and my opponent says that we need a 23% national sales tax. We don't need any workplace safety protections. And he has even said that we ought to take federal coal mine safety regulations back to where they were in the 1930s. That's a clear choice. If you're a senior citizen in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, then you have a clear choice. Between me, I've stood up when seniors have been scammed. I have abuse and neglect prosecutions up over 300% in the Office of the Attorney General. I've come up with ideas that would save about $300 billion for Medicare and shore it up. You have a choice between that, and you have a choice between my opponent, who says Social Security is a Ponzi scheme that ought to be privatized, who says we need a 23% national sales tax, and who's come out repeatedly for a $2,000 Medicare deductible. Folks, in the Kentucky that I see, in the world in which we live, seniors can't afford that. They can't afford a $2,000 deductible when the current deductible is $155. They're on a fixed income. They get maybe $1,100 from Social Security a month and maybe a pension. They can't afford a 23% national sales tax on food, on medicine, on clothes. So there's a clear choice if you're a senior in this election. If you're a student in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, boy, do you have a clear choice. Between our campaign and between me, I worked with Governor Patton, helped write higher education reform. I never want to see a student in the Commonwealth of Kentucky drop out because he or she can't afford a student loan. So you have a choice between that and my opponent, who says we ought to eliminate the Federal Department of Education. I bet all of you know someone who furthered his or her education on a Pell Grant, don't you? It's a clear choice. If you're a veteran in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you have a clear choice, sir, and thank you for your service. You have a clear choice. Between me, I understand we have 300,000 veterans in this state. I understand we have 50,000 disabled veterans in this state. I understand that we have 12,000 newly disabled veterans in this state since 9/11. I understand Fort Knox and Fort Campbell are important. If I get elected, I'm going to ask to be on either Veterans Affairs or the Armed Services Committee because it's just that important to the state. Or you have my opponent. Or you have my opponent who says that we need to look at cutting veterans' benefits and has spoken out against the Americans with Disabilities Act. Well, Max Cleland, you all know who Max Cleland is. Yeah. He came in here last week. He came in here last week because of what Rand Paul has said, and he wanted to say to the veterans of Kentucky, not in my country will someone like Rand Paul come up and say to a soldier like me, just take your office on the first floor. That's what he said. And Max Cleland was right. If you are someone who cares about public safety in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you've got a clear choice between me. As Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the Commonwealth, I've taken 86,000 child porn images off of the internet. I've created the state's first prescription pill task force to help put a dent in the pipeline of pills coming in from places like Florida. Or you have my opponent, who has said that drugs aren't a pressing issue in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and he wouldn't work with Hal Rogers to get assistance for federal treatment or interdiction. That's a clear choice. That's a clear choice. If you believe in inclusivity, if you believe that we are moving toward a colorblind society, boy, do you have a clear choice in this election. Between someone like me who supports that, or my opponent who's questioned fundamental provisions of the Civil Rights Act and has taken money from white separatists and won't return it when I call on them to return it. That's a clear choice. That's a clear choice. And if you're a woman in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, you have a very clear choice. Yes. You have a very clear choice.